Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today we will immerse ourselves in Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin, published in 2018, is a historical account of the Targaryen dynasty in Westeros. Set 300 years before the events of A Song of Ice and Fire, it offers a richly detailed chronicle of the Targaryen kings and queens, their conquests, conflicts, and intrigues. Written as a pseudo-history by an archmaester, the book spans from Aegon the Conqueror's unification of the Seven Kingdoms to the early stages of the Dance of the Dragons, presenting the rise and struggles of the legendary dragonlords. Plot summary: Aegon Targaryen stood on the shores of Westeros, flanked by his sister wives, Visenya and Rhaenys, and their mighty dragons, Balerion, Vhagar, and Meraxes. From the volcanic Isle of Dragonstone, they gazed upon a fractured land of 7 quarrelsome kingdoms. Aegon's ambitions soared higher than any dragon could fly. He sought not a corner of the realm, but the entirety of Westeros, united under one throne of fire and blood. With a handful of loyal bannermen and the iron will of his siblings, he declared himself king, sending ravens far and wide to herald the rise of a new ruler. Those who knelt were spared. Those who resisted faced ruin. The wars began with blood and flame. Harren the Black, a tyrant who ruled the Riverlands from the towering halls of Harrenhal, scoffed at Aegon's demands. His fortress, he boasted, could withstand any assault. Yet stone, for all its strength, was no match for dragonfire. Balerion's black flames consumed Harrenhal, melting its grand towers and reducing Harren's line to ashes. To the south, Argilac the Arrogant, last of the Storm Kings, rode out to meet Aegon's forces in open battle. Though a seasoned warrior, his armies faltered before the might of dragon and steel. He died with his sword in hand, and his lands passed to Orys Baratheon, Aegon's trusted general and rumored half-brother. The conquest marched onward. In the Field of Fire, the combined forces of the Reach and the Westerlands, commanded by King Mern Gardener and King Loren Lannister, challenged Aegon's smaller host. The dragons descended, their flames turning the dry grasses into an inferno that engulfed thousands. King Mern perished with his kin, ending House Gardener's ancient rule. King Loren bent the knee, earning his life and his lands as Warden of the West. In the north, King Torrhen Stark, faced with tales of dragonfire and the smoldering ruins of Harrenhal, chose caution over valor. He knelt before Aegon on the banks of the Trident, earning the title the King Who Knelt, but sparing his people the wrath of dragons. To the east, Visenya ascended to the lofty heights of the Eyrie, where the young King Ronnell Arryn eagerly bent the knee, dazzled by the sight of a dragon. Only Dorne defied conquest. Rhaenys flew to Sunspear, where Princess Miriam Martell refused to submit, vowing that her people would not bow to fire or blood. With the unification of much of Westeros, Aegon established his seat of power at King's Landing, a city rising from humble fishing huts on the Blackwater. Here, atop Aegon's high hill, he forged the Iron Throne from the swords of his defeated foes, a seat of power as sharp and unyielding as the rule it symbolized. Yet peace proved elusive. In the years following the conquest, rebellions erupted. The Three Sisters declared independence, pirates threatened the coasts, and the Dornish remained defiant. The First Dornish War was a bitter and protracted conflict. Aegon, his queens, and his armies marched through the burning deserts, finding only empty castles and poisoned wells. The Dornish lords had vanished into the sands, emerging only to harass and ambush. Rhaenys returned to the Hellholt, where her dragon Meraxes fell to a scorpion bolt. Rhaenys herself was either killed or captured, her fate shrouded in mystery. Though Aegon burned Dornish strongholds in retaliation, he could not break their spirit. The war dragged on for years, a cycle of raids, retaliations, and assassination. Amidst the chaos of expansion, the Targaryens faced challenges from within. The rule of Aegon's successors was marked by triumphs and tragedies. His son, Aenys I, lacked his father's strength and struggled to quell uprisings. Aenys's half-brother, Meager the Cruel, seized the throne with brute force, ruling through terror. Though he completed the Red Keep and enforced the construction of the Dragon Pit, his reign left scars on the realm. The rise of King Jaehaerys I marked a period of peace and prosperity. Known as the Conciliator, Jaehaerys mended the fractures of Meager's rule, rebuilt alliances, and strengthened the realm. Alongside his queen, Alysanne, he implemented reforms that benefited both lords and smallfolk. Their reign brought stability, yet not without personal losses, as they endured the deaths of their children, each one a blow to their legacy. The latter years of Targaryen rule chronicled in the text reveal the seeds of discord that would culminate in civil war. The question of succession haunted the dynasty, particularly under King Viserys, though he named his daughter Rhaenyra as heir. The birth of a son to his second wife fractured the realm. Upon Viserys' death, the rival claims of Rhaenyra and her half-brother Aegon II erupted into the dance of the dragons. This brutal civil war saw dragon pitted against dragon, family torn asunder, and the land scarred by fire and blood. By its end, the Targaryen dynasty was diminished. Dragons, once symbols of their might, were all but extinct, and their dominion over Westeros, though intact, had grown fragile. The survivors of the dance inherited a realm wary of their rule, their throne a precarious seat atop the ashes of war. The chronicle concludes not with the end of the Targaryens, but with a portrait of their enduring impact. They shaped the history of Westeros, leaving behind a legacy of ambition, conquest, and tragedy. The Iron Throne they forged remained a symbol of power, a testament to their rise and fall, and a warning of the cost of ruling with fire and blood. Hope you had fun. If you're hooked, don't stop now. Continue with the rest of A Song of Ice and Fire, a Targaryen history series by George R.R. Martin. You'll find them below or on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in George R.R. Martin's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.